Wales was made for rallying, and so the rally lads have come, because a lot of the club lads think they know Wales. They probably do, but they don't know the forest that we're going in.
From the start here at Barry, there is a petrol halt at Cracowell. The rally, of course, is won and lost over the special stages, the special forestry stages, of which there are some 40 during the event. And it will be on these that all the top drivers will be really going flat out against bogey time. And the point scoring system is quite simply, there is a bogey time for each stage, and any competitor who takes more time than that bogey loses marks at, I think it's the rate of a point a second.
The Welsh International Rally attracted a massive entry of some 234 crews. Top British and European teams provided excitement and interest for the rally follower. But few could have noticed the other 1,000 men and women also taking part. Perhaps the unsung heroes of any rally event, the marshals who make it all work.
It's difficult to define the attraction, really, because everyone says, oh, you must be mad standing out in the cold rain, sort of being abused by competitors and things like that, but there's an attraction about the sport. Once you start, it gets under your skin, you know. And I often ask myself, you know, when I sort of staggering around about 2 in the morning, what am I doing here, you know? But you get out on a really cold night, and in a couple of hours, you know, you're past the feeling of cold by then, you know, you're sort of just numb all over. It's, the only problem then is actually getting your pen out to write down, because you sort of can't feel your hands at all. So if anybody thinks that being a marshal is a half-hearted attempt at rallying, they ought to come out and do a few rallies and find out what it's all about, really. I think I enjoy it in a masochistic sort of way, you know. It's,
Abuse for a marshal is rare. Disagreement with crews occurs more often, and that is scarcely surprising. In a sport where competitors are measured against the clock, timing methods appear haphazard. As cars pass the finish board some 100 yards from the control post, the marshal stops his clock, providing he's not short-sighted. With luck, the time on his clock coincides with that on the dashboard of each car. Occasionally it doesn't, and with each second over the bogey time attracting a penalty point, this can become critical to the crew's chances. Fortunately, when disagreements occur, rally crews are not given to histrionics, and the marshal's word is accepted as law, a situation which faced Sprinzel and Ryan in their Porsche.
We had given him the correct time. Well, he thought we'd given him a minute too little. In actual fact, we had given him the correct time.
Right.
1,000 miles through the stark beauty of the Gallic countryside faced competitors on the Welsh International. 2 nights and a day of flat-out motoring with 30 times special stages over twisting forestry tracks, providing a searching test of car and driver. Almost every British rally crew worth their salt were among the entries, with a smattering of crews from Europe to provide the necessary international flavour. International, the Welsh counted towards the British Rally Championship, and among the main contenders, Roger Clark in an escort was searching for his 3rd win in a row. Last year's champion Slater was there, as well as the 2 Midlanders, Sparrow in a Mini and Bloxham in a Saab. By the end of the first night, the leaders had emerged. Clark in an escort number 1 was in devastating form, fastest over 11 of the 20 stages. prize of the event was this man, number 10, Barry Lee. Better known as a rallycross and autocross driver, he was making his presence felt with this rare appearance on the rally scene. The new Saab for John Bloxham was quicker than expected, enabling him to close on the leaders after a quiet start. Irishman Adrian Boyd was well in the running, as was Will Sparrow, until an unscheduled excursion to a ditch lost him 10 vital minutes and 4th place. Irish crew with Air Mounsell at the wheel was never far out of the first 10, but Saturday evening, stage 21 saw the Slater Escort in trouble with suspension collapsed and no prospect of finishing. Another man in trouble on stage 21 was Sprinzel. Gear selection problems meant hairpins were a bit of a trial. Although finding similar difficulties to Sprinzel on this hairpin, the Lubrecht brothers were leading the team of Daps in fine style with a good chance of an award. Welsh crew on their home ground were Churchill and Thomas in number 24. They were never out of the first 10 and on one earlier stage took 11 seconds off rally leader Clark. Despite the organisers' claim that less than 100 would finish, Saturday evening saw well over 150 cars still running. Either the cars were stronger or the route was easier than last year. With so many cars still there by the later stages, marshals were kept at full stretch, although the 8 hours on duty in fine but cold weather seemed to call for a particularly dedicated individual.
Well, I don't know, it's something I've been doing for the last 10 years. This particular stage, it's sort of I don't know how you'd describe it really. It's just something I enjoy doing when I do it.
Even at the best organised controls, not everything happens exactly according to plan.
Why did you allow Peter Clark and Tony Mason to go through?
They got no brakes, no clutch, so they just wanted to go through.
Has he come through? Has my driver come through? So where's the marshal?
Oh, wait a minute, let's find you.
Where's the marshal? Has 111 been through? Yes. What did he say? Anything or nothing? How long ago did he come through? If he comes through again, right, will you tell him to go to McHuntler's and clock on at all costs?
Right, if he comes again.
Right?
111.
It'd be quite possible. He's got to try and get a rerun, you see. Because we were pushed off the stage by... Well, we weren't pushed off.
Yes.
And I went to get help one direction, he went to get help the other.
And he came
He got help and went off and left me.
Oh.
So I've taken me all the time to get around here, you see.
Right.
He must have gone through here anyway.
A marshal must be all things to all men, but rarely is he called upon to man a bureau for missing persons. Despite Despite their total involvement, marshals, by their own admission, are strangely removed from the progress of the event.
The snag with this is that we're a bit out of touch here. Unless we go into Mountcliff or somewhere like that, it's impossible to tell how anyone's getting on. The nearest we could ever tell you is what sort of times they've done over the stages.
What has happened on this particular stage?
Well, it's rather rougher than we've had before, but they all appear to enjoy it. So one can only assume they like rough rallies.
Rough it was, but not as bad as some expected. 143 cars survived the last night, with Clark clinging to his lead despite a strong challenge from Lee. Tony Fowkes in an escort forced his way into third place, ahead of the Saab of John Bloxham. Churchill and Thomas kept the Welsh flag flying with a fine fifth, and Sparrow and his Mini managed to claw back to sixth. Landau racetrack, it was Clark, the overall winner, who took the first curtain call in a 10-lap sprint for a special £50 prize. It was fortunate that Clark managed to save the tread on one of his tyres, for Barry Lee, the second-placed man in the rally, reversed the positions to beat Clark by 4 seconds to that £50. Almost a holiday atmosphere at Landau, with expressions of relief and relaxation on the faces of the marshals after an event that ran like clockwork.
Standing out in Welsh weather at 3 o'clock in the morning when it's pouring with rain, enjoying yourself. Great fun. It's fantastic. You can't beat it.
You know, if you like marshalling, you're prepared to do these things.
But what did the marshals get out of the event?
No, they don't get paid. It's all done for love. That's a fact. All done for love. Just for the fun of the sport, without the marshals, we'd be lost.
And how about that abuse between marshals and crews when the clock seemed to go wrong?
Marshals comprehend with the drivers. They don't antagonize them or anything. They're out to help them.
Are marshals really necessary?
Extremely important. If there are no marshals, there are no rally. They do everything. Timekeeping, general control of the rally, the whole lot. Without good marshals, you've got no event.
Jim Porter, the navigator who partnered this man to victory in the Welsh International.